Flash Professional CS6 allows you to export sprite sheets from symbols in the library, but you can export a sprite sheet from items on the stage too. To demonstrate, I'm going to right-click on the little red monster on the stage and choose Generate Sprite Sheet. You can see that the process here is the same as what was shown previously. So I'm going to cancel out of this because we've seen this before. But there's two extra things that you can do by exporting from the stage instead of from the library. First, you can apply attributes like transforms, 3D rotation, color effects, and filters to symbol instances on the stage, and those effects can then be exported to the sprite sheet. To demonstrate, I'm going to lock all of my layers except the monster layer, and then make a copy of the red monster on the stage. On the new instance, in the Property Inspector in the Filters area, I'm going to give him a drop shadow. Under Color Effect, I'm going to change his tint and make him more blue. Now, using the 3D rotation tool, I'm going to rotate him backwards. And finally, I'll use the Free Transform tool to skew him. Of course, this is as ugly as all get out, and you'd probably never want to do all four of those things at once to a symbol. But the point is that when I select both my instances on the stage, right-click and choose Generate Sprite Sheet, the drop shadow filter, the color effect of tint, the 3D rotation, and the skewing transform are all retained. I can preview the animation of both monsters just as before also. Notice that we also have a little warning symbol up by Symbol Information. Hovering over it tells us that the selection contains a duplicate symbol name. Well, of course it does. We're using two instances of the same symbol here. But this can be a nice little warning feature if you're exporting out a lot of things at once and accidentally have the same thing in there twice. From here, I'll leave all the other settings as they are and export the sprite sheet. And the resulting sprite sheet looks good. The other advantage to exporting sprite sheets from the stage is that you can change the size of an instance and have the change retained in your sprite sheet. For instance, I'm going to scale up the one red monster. Fortunately, he's mostly vector shapes and scales up well. I'll select both monsters and Generate Sprite Sheet. You can see on the preview when I zoom out that our monster is nice and big. I'll export out and we can take a look and see that this exports just fine. As you can imagine, this can be a super powerful way to create sprite sheets with assets correctly sized for an end project with different dimensions than the original. So there we have it. The only other thing to note is that you can't mix selections from the library and the stage. If I select an instance on the stage and an instance from the library and try to generate sprite sheet, only one ends up in the sprite sheet. So to recap, exporting sprite sheets from symbol instances on the stage allows you to easily add effects like filters, color and size transformations, and 3D rotation to the instance, and export out seamlessly to sprite sheet.